What's up, everybody? I hope you're having a good day. We're going to talk about several subjects real quick. Uh, let's talk about the water. All right. Uh, several things tied into this. Right now, the United States is in a 47% of the United States is in a drought, major drought. That's across country, dams, locks, everything like that. They're running very low at 30 to 40% capacity. It's very drastic. Uh, y'all remember back, I said I'd check on some lake levels and everything like that. The Missouri River is down about 75%, and several others, Fort Peck on down through the lines, they're at 22 foot, 10 foot lower. Lake Olay, I think it is, Ojai, is 10 foot low, and it keeps going on down, down, and down throughout there and everything like that. So all the major rivers and waterways in the United, all waterways, not just the major ones, all of them are low, very low. Uh, if you watch BP Earthwatch, he's been keeping up with what's going on in Lake Mead and Hoover Dam. Uh, it's sucking up mud right now at the Hoover Dam, and it's at the level where they're going to start. The water level is so low now they're going to start doing water restrictions throughout. But the one that's sucking up mud is the one that feeds Las Vegas, if I remember right, if I'm not mistaken about what he said. That's bad, guys, because this is going to go into the turbines, and of course, that's going to cause damage to the turbines, and then the whole system will be shut down. Currently, they have all roads going into the area of Hoover Dam shut off. No access is allowed from outside public right now. There's ongoing road projects and other projects going on, so nobody is allowed at the Hoover Dam. Things ain't looking good. If it gets down much lower, guys, it will be catastrophic because the water pressure that holds everything down on the ground will lessen, and all that sediment and loose gravel stuff will start lifting up, being sucked up into the turbines, and that will cause a lessening of pressure on the dam. Of course, that lessening pressure, will also give way to the crumbling and failure of the dam. So it's a cascading problem, guys, that's coming up with this, and it's a serious look at if you or know anybody that would be affected by this. You might, of course, I'm most sure most of them know about it, but it's getting to a point, guys, where it's real bad. So another thing connected to this water stuff, we see the data centers sucking up water and everything like that, and a lot of people raising hell. There's other methods for data centers to use to cool their systems, but water is cheaper because they can steal it. So that's that. But there is water shortage because of that. But guys, remember, we was going into this before they started hollering data centers all over the place. One other thing, this cyclospora stuff that's been going around. A few years back, 2016, I caught wind of this, but in some of the larger farm areas across the United States, and I'm sure in other areas, countries and everything, they was using human wastewater to spray on agricultural products, especially green leafy products like lettuce and tomato or anything, even jalapenos, guys. If you haven't noticed, they're linking jalapenos to this cyclospora outbreak also now. So back then, they started using human waste. Even before that, they was using human wastewater from wastewater treatment plants to spray on their agricultural products in California and other western areas. And it was approved. Back in 2020, when the outbreak of the COVID outbreak happened, the FDA silently, quickly, and I should say, uh, silently was the best word for it. They approved that they could use alternative materials in the food stuff as long as it didn't change the purpose of the food product. So we have that. And then recently, of course, I don't know if y'all have heard about it, but there's a new outbreak talking about how people are surprised that they're using this wastewater, human wastewater, on the agricultural plants in Mexico. But we was doing it here before. That's where they got the idea. So the one thing about Cyclospora, E. coli, Salmonella, and so many others, guys, is they pro they grow in wastewater, feces, urine, and other material, wastewater, human wastewater. That's where they grow the best. So it's not too hard to jump with your imagination that this product that's causing the cyclospora and other outbreaks is not specifically coming from overseas or another country. It's being produced here in the United States. That's why 41 states and growing is coming out with these outbreaks of cyclospora and other illnesses and everything, but there's no link to them buying vegetables from Mexico or any other place. So, guys, right there is the biggest problem right there. I mean, they're trying to blame somebody else, but the truth is the people growing it is using human wastewater on the plants, and it's transferring to us, just like we've been telling you and everything, just like the nanoparticles, guys. It's going up the food chain. Don't have y'all heard what they talked about with the SpaceX things, guys? This supposedly sent up a SpaceX ship with lunar modules on, lunar landers on it, craft, and something happened to the second stage, so they crashed the booger right into the moon. Just what? That's the whole thing right there, guys. What the actual hell? So I haven't really checked up on it, guys, but it's already hit the moon. It was a half moon yesterday or last night or this morning. So it hit there. We didn't get to see where at. They had an animated image of it, of course, but that doesn't really tell us anything. But the thing is, they said they wanted to see what happens if they crash a ship into the moon, a solid object, a man-made object into the moon. I thought we've already done that. In fact, we've done it several times with Apollo missions, supposedly. Also in 2016, 2018, I called a story about how NASA fired 3 thermonuclear bombs to a specific location on the moon and blew the hell out of something on it. And they said they just wanted to see what happens. Again, they threw a big old rocket bomb, whatever you want to call it. That might have been loaded with a bomb. We don't know. They lie about everything, but they said they just used it to see what would happen if they bumped into it. So there's a lot of questions about that. So we go back a few months, guys, and y'all remember NASA sent up that little, whatever it was, the Atlas mission there, and it went around the moon and come back and took a bunch of pictures. The next thing you know, NASA and everybody else wants to start throwing some more satellites up in that direction. And recently we had one, they said it went up and something happened to it on the way up. So they sent up another one to fix it, and something happened to it. And then they sent up this SpaceX ship, supposed to be landing lunar crawlers, ships. Yeah, you know what I mean, buggies. Well, and it lost control of it. And if you go back over since we started sending this thing, it went up to right before we went to the moon with the Atlas mission, guys, we was having problems getting ships to stay up in the air. They was getting blowed up on the launch. Remember the Blue Origin just a few months ago? Blew up right before it took off. So what the actual hell? I think we've run into somebody that don't want us coming up there. We talked about space wars going on, satellite wars going on. So I think we see a little bit of evidence pointing to that. Just my observations, guys. But you might see them different. But I think we've got war going on in space. We've got war or dominion on the moon going on, and I don't know who. Again, back 2016, NASA launched 3 thermonuclear bombs at the moon and hit it just to see what happened. Yesterday or this morning, they hit the moon with a whatever ship, a SpaceX ship carrying who knows what, and hit the moon with it to see what happens. Wondering what. So a lot of odd things going on, guys, and there's no really clear connection to all of this unless you kind of step back and look at the whole grand picture of what's been going on here. So we're wondering what the actual fuck is going on with the moon. And why can't we get ships or anything else to stay up in space? Y'all have a good day. Later, taters.
Attention passengers, we've now reached our destination. We hope you enjoyed the flight and have a nice day.